This video is gone viral. I wanted to get your thought on it as well. Have you seen anything like this? This is a teacher who is teaching another student how to think correctly. You will see what I mean when it goes. All right, let's take a listen to this.
So these guys want to talk about J.K. Rowling? Is that so? What's going on with that? What do you want to know?
She's had a pretty controversial past. I just want to know, like, what are your thoughts on it? Like, do you still like her work despite her bigoted opinions?
So let's get specific, though. Let's define bigoted opinions. What opinions are bigoted? We're going to treat this as a thought experiment. I'm not going to say what's right or wrong or what way to think. The whole point is to learn how to think, not what to think.
Yeah.
So when you say bigot, you're starting with the conclusion that given her bigoted opinions.
Yeah.
So first, let's start with, does she have bigoted opinions? So when you say bigoted opinions,
she has had a history of being extremely transphobic, I've heard.
Hey, you've heard. So what? Can you give me an example?
If you look at her Twitter, I think you could see a few things. If you want, I could try and find something.
See if you can find one.
So, one of these tweets that she came out with in 2019, she said, "Dress however you please, call yourself whatever you like, sleep with any consenting adult who will have you live your best life in peace and security, but force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real."
So you find that bigoted? What do you find about
it? Was deemed transphobic. Like, I myself.
Do you find that transphobic yourself?
I don't really have an opinion on it, but I'm just going with what a lot of other people have said.
So let's pause it. Let's not go with what other people are saying. Let's try and learn how to critically think. So let's analyze the tweet ourselves. So that statement, do you see anything problematic disregarding other people's opinions?
She did try and pin some things on a specific group of people.
Where does she do that? Can you read that?
But force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real.
So when I hear that, I'm interpreting that as meaning if a woman says that, saying that there's a difference between men and female and then being attacked as transphobic, I think that's what she's saying by attacking someone for stating that sex is real.
That is exactly what she's saying.
Is that transphobic to you?
So, to me, no. Stating that sex is real is not transphobic. It's just a fact of life. It exists.
So is there anything you disagree with in that tweet?
In that tweet, I can't really see anything that I myself disagree with, but I can see why some people would think, oh, this is offensive. We can't have that here or something. Because
sure.
There's an apology tweet.
Let's read that. What did she say there? I haven't read that.
"I respect every trans person's right to live any way that feels authentic and comfortable to them. I'd march with you if you were discriminated against on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it is hateful to say so."
You see anything problematic there?
She's apologizing, so no, not really. If I could read it again.
It sounds like a very similar statement as what she was just saying. She's basically saying, like, I have nothing, to me, this is what I interpret it as, I have nothing against someone being trans.
Exactly.
It's your life, but you just don't get to impose on you can live how you want, I can live how I want.
Yeah.
And let's all,
Exactly.
So I guess now that we're looking at it like, oh, there's not much difference between me or her, do you think it's fair that that she's being attacked by a large group of people and people are calling her, like you said at the beginning of this conversation, you said, given the fact that J.K. Rowling is transphobic, how do you feel about Harry Potter? Now, retroactively looking at that statement, do you think that was the best way to phrase?
No, I feel like an idiot now.
It's okay though, but this is why we do this, to learn how to think.
Wow.
That's a masterclass.
Dude just debunked his own argument, and that was beautifully done.
Well done, right?
Yeah.
This is a matter of learning how to think and examine another person's perspective without inserting your emotion into the thing, you know, which is oftentimes what the left does. They don't take into consideration what is being said. They just don't like the way it is said, or they have an issue with knowing that somebody has a view that is different from theirs, which is very normal and common in society. We live in a world with people with different perspective. Like Jacob Rowling is in no way, you know, going after trans people, but it's crazy how these students are really in a bad place, though, that they came to a point where they can't even think for themselves.
Yeah,
It was to show our colleges are failing.
yeah. Like it just goes to show you how much of a mass mob mentality that people have fallen into.
Yeah.
That if they're not going with the masses and going with the mob, then they don't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah. It's
And
pretty.
they've lost the ability to critically think for themselves independently of the mob.
Yeah. Yeah. Veda's daughter is here. Hey, Megan, what's going on? Yeah, this is. I think when you said this, the one of the texts that came to my mind, there is a text in Exodus where Moses is speaking to the people. He says, "You should not follow the multitude to do evil." Right, and the idea is that oftentimes the majority is wrong, but if you begin to think for yourself, ask a few questions, you'll realize that's not really the case. Thou shalt not follow the multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. And the thing is, what we have today is this mob mentality, like you said. You know, we have this children that are going to school. These kids are going to school, and they have no idea what to think, how to think. They only being told what to think. And you can hear the conversation when you go out in the streets. You see, like, it's such a common thing for them to just argue. But it's so emotional, though. It's not even common sense anymore. It's more emotional than it is intellectual.